And it reads like this. Now, not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. I know both how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. Verse 13 says, I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me. I want to talk from this moment, my work by his strength. My work by his strength. We begin, at this time of year is the beginning of school year. And those of you who work in the school system, it's not exciting news. And for those of us whose grocery bill went up all summer and electric bill went up all summer, we glad our kids going back to school. It is during this time of year there is a mixed bag of emotions in the home. Some are excited. You got kids who are excited about going to school, and then some are intimidated because of what happened last year, and then there are some who are grateful because when you're a parent and your kid's been at home every day, all day, you kind of ready to see them go somewhere up out of here for a few hours out the day. And then there are some who are frustrated because they got lesson plans to make and meetings to attend, and frustrated because the summer just wasn't long enough. And it seemed like it wasn't just too long ago when you was leaving saying, thank God this year is over. And now you headed back to the classroom to endure for another season. The kids, even some kids are excited because, mine included, they're excited to show off their new shoes and their new outfits and their new hair, new clothes and all those things. And so they have gotten excited about the first day of school. But then it happens, that moment happens when the hype settles down and nobody cares what you're wearing, and the teacher steps to the edge of the classroom and says, get somewhere and sit down, it's time to go to work. The dust settles, the hype settles, and then it happens where we must transition from being stylish with status to being student and staff. That transition, that's when school gets real. The test comes. It is when the exams start happening. It is now when you are presented as a child with an opportunity to prove once again you have earned the right to be here. And not only that, but the exam comes to determine how if you are ready to pass to yet another level. And I want you to understand, children, hear me very well. The tests that you take do not care how cute the shoes are on your feet. The test that you are about to take and the books you're going to start studying, the grades you have to make do not care about who cut your hair and what name brands you're wearing on your back. All it wants to know is, do you know the answer to the question? And this year, like no other year, is pregnant with possibilities. It is full of potential. It is full of opportunities that we have not yet been able to tap into. And for some of us, that's a frustrating thing. And for some of us, it's a new start, a fresh start. You can't get in trouble because the report cards ain't came out yet. You now about to start working on them and progress reports. And we've come face to face with another year of challenges, tested to your academic limits, to determine if you have what it takes to move to another level. Some will be intimidated by this new year due to their past year's failures. And some are going to walk into this school year already frustrated because they knew that they didn't do so well last year, and they know they've got to do better this year, because with every new level comes a new devil, but with every new level comes new challenges. It comes new opportunities, and some will be intimidated, but there is hope for us in this text. In this text, Paul gives us hope. In our text today, Paul invites our thinking to his letter written to the Philippian church. And this is seemingly a very contradictory scripture when Paul starts saying stuff like, I can do all things through Christ, because it doesn't make sense for him to say that right now, simply because of where he is when he writes the letter. See, Paul wrote the majority of his letters to the church from jail. And it seems to me that when you're in jail, the only thing you are thinking about is getting out of jail. But Paul steps to us today. He writes and pens most of his letters to the church from a place. He starts giving encouragement words, stuff like, and we know all things work together. But he does those things from a jail cell. Isn't it ironic that somebody can find a way to set us free when they are not free themselves? Paul seems to give a contradictory message when he pens this letter, and included in this passage is probably one of the most quoted scriptures in the Bible before Paul speaks on all he can do through Christ who strengthens him. He wants us to understand he is content with even what he can't do. He does not imply of his current condition. He just wants us to know I'm content no matter what my condition is, because he didn't want us to associate this letter with a certain state of being. If he told us that he was doing good that day, then we would think that I can do all things through Christ only works if we're doing good. But he said, I'm not going to reveal to you through this text where I am in life or what's going on in my life, because I don't want you to associate my condition with my conclusion. And I want to step to your seat right there to let you understand that your condition does not necessarily have to be your conclusion. Your condition, that you might be sick, but that does not have to be your conclusion. There is a benediction to your affliction. I want you to understand that you may be broke today, but that is your condition. It does not have to be your conclusion. And so in verse 11 and 12, Paul teaches us that we must be content in all conditions before we declare war on the impossible. He says before you start talking what you can do through Christ, he wants you to understand that you must be content no matter where you are. That word content means to be at peace despite the conditions. And his contentment is not found in what he has, but his contentment is found in who he has. Paul wants us to understand that contentment requires a level of gratitude, a level of appreciation for what you already have. I want you to understand, before you start talking about what you can do through Christ, you need to start thanking God for what you do have right now. I want you to understand that we have this generation of children coming up scares me because they are so ungrateful. I ain't talking about y'all kids, I'm just talking about kids that look like y'all sitting in y'all kids' seat, but they are so ungrateful. They take so much stuff for granted. I mean, they don't even know what it's like to be hungry and to be homeless and when you ask them what they want to eat, they say stuff like Chili's and Olive Garden and Cane's and Chick-fil-A, but we didn't have none of those options. If we had to go out to eat, it was a very special occasion. And but what we grew up on was bologna. We ain't had that sometimes. We had to make what's called syrup sandwiches. Look at how y'all looking at this. You know what? Look at how y'all don't act bougie today. Like you always went out to Olive Garden. Anybody had to eat a syrup sandwich? And it wasn't by choice. It's generation now. We got a McDonald's generation now. And we wonder why our kids are so ungrateful. That's because they've never had to go without anything. You keep buying them everything and then wonder when you hit hard time. Preach, Pastor Dale. Our kids, they don't have to work for nothing. They are given everything. And you frustrated when you looking at them and they don't want to keep a job. And they still at your house, eating up all your food, taking all your money. And you frustrated, but they ain't frustrated. And you trying to figure out why they won't just do better, why they won't, because you won't make them do better. They won't do better until you make them do better. We've given birth to these ungrateful children because we promised ourselves we would never make them struggle the way we did. Forgetting the fact that there is a lesson of gratitude tucked away in all sense of poverty. I said there's a lesson of gratitude tucked away in poverty. See, the reason you work so hard is because you ain't always had what you had. And sometimes you got to remind your children of how broke you really are. My oldest daughter, she ain't really feeling me right now because, I just took them, shoe shopping Friday, and I'm still hurting right now. I walk them in and let them get whatever shoes they want. They get the shoes they want, and then she gonna text me after I done dropped them off to my daddy. I need to get my nails done, and I got the nails done. You don't know if I got them. Will y'all let me preach today? Let me finish this. And so she gonna tell me, Daddy, I need to get my nails done. And so, I'm sitting here looking. She don't even know how broke I am. And so I'm sitting here trying to figure out, should I or shouldn't I? And I said, no, I ain't getting your nails done. I said, she said, Daddy, why? I said, because you got your own money. You can get your own nails done. My job is to supply what you need. It is not my job to supply what you want. And then, because the father in me was like, it is my baby. And so I didn't give in. But what I found out is that when she had to spend her money, she said, Daddy, she said, Daddy, I think I'm just gonna get it filled this time. Look at how y'all ladies know what that is. I'm learning. But when she asked me, she wanted to get her nails done. But when I told her you spending your own money, she just gonna get it filled. See, isn't it funny how you send your kids to spend? They are more frugal with their money than they are with your money. Jesus, keep me with God. And so I learned. I said, baby, you're gonna have to learn to be content in whatever situation you in, whether you got your nails done or don't have them done. At the end of the day, you gotta learn to be content. We take so much stuff for granted. I went to visit Eve this week, and I learned something that blew my mind. That in Africa, many countries in Africa do not even have free public education. Many people leave their native land to come to this alleged promised land so they can have just an opportunity. And we take it for granted. We go to school and play off our education and play around with our grades and play around with school when there are some people who would give their left arm just to be able to go to school like you. And children, let me make something very clear to you. It is a privilege to be able just to go to school. So you have an opportunity to make something of yourself. And it amazes me how children can sit here and look at us who got degrees and complain about those who got degrees. You can't complain about the teacher. She already got her degree. so he tells us when you get to this school year, Paul gives us a word for this new school year. He gives it to us in one verse. He says, I can do all things through Christ. He says, when you're faced with this new set of challenges, with this new set of problems, I want you to understand you can do it. He said, it's still your work, but you're going to do it by his strength. And I thought I would break apart this I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I thought I would dissect that into 3 different parts and completely do a deep, in-depth study on this phrase. We quote so often, so much. And the first thing, I ain't got no pretty points. I'm just going to break apart. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. We're just going to break that apart. Look what he says, I can do. And I want you to stop right there. He says, I can do. That word can do in the Greek means to possess a divine power to perform. If we are not careful, we will settle for the simplified English definition of this word or this phrase, which means to be able to. That word can do in the English means to be able to. But in the Greek, it translates to possess a divine power to perform, which means you have been empowered to do it. I brought something with me today to see if I can make this plain. What camera is that? Camera right here? What camera? What camera? Come on, camera. Camera. Where you go? Here, Cameron. Come here, son. Yeah, come here, son. Cliff, bring me that dolly and yeah, you should go keep helping with that box weight. Because he can't do it by himself. Yeah, come here, Cam. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's Amari. I'm sorry, where's Cam? Let me see your muscle. You got some muscles? All right. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough. All right. All right. Just sit it right here in the middle of the floor. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You all right, Cliff? All right, yeah. Oh, y'all class? Oh, yeah. Bring me the dollar too. Bring me the dollar. Yeah. Yeah, just bring me the dollar too. Okay. All right. So this is Mari, right? All right. So Mari, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take this box. Let's see if you can get it. Just get it down there by your mom. Okay? Take the box. Get it down until you take it down until your mom. All right. Let's stop right there. Now I want you to notice what he did. He looked at the box. Before he took on the task, he began to examine what was necessary. All right, we keep going. Keep going. Now go ahead. It's on you. All right, stop. Go ahead. All right, he's trying. Because see, this is what the school year looks like, right here. You've been given a task that's way beyond your reach. Now, it's what he's doing is not the problem. It's what he has not done that's the issue. Notice, he got this box. Y'all brothers, how heavy is that box? Can he do this by himself? Okay, so I don't want you to throw your back out there. We ain't got no insurance. Listen. What he hasn't done is what bothers me, which is actually what most of us do. Notice, his daddy is right behind him, but he never asked his father. Now watch this. When he gets to this challenge, he's presented with this problem, but he said, we like all of us, we're presented with an issue that we've got to do. We're presented with something we must do. But we're frustrated. We get angry, we get tired, and then some of us walk away from it, just give up. And so we build our whole life around what we wanted to do but never did. And watch this now. And here's what happens. When we get here, we're frustrated. People are like, why you ain't done that? Well, because I did this, I did that. I couldn't move it. I couldn't do this. We talk about what we couldn't do. And then the frustrating part comes in. Somebody asks us, well, did you try this? Did you try to dial it? Did you try this? Did you try that? And like, yeah, I tried it, but I couldn't get it up there. And then we discover we tried everything but the Father. When you are presented with a task that is bigger than you, you must learn everybody needs some help. Now watch this. I want you to understand, children, when you go back to school, you can't go do it on your own. You're going to need some help. You notice his man is right here, but his son is right behind. His father's right behind him, but he never asked his father for help. Now watch this. Okay, now go ahead. There you go. There you go. Now I want you to watch this. Children, understand this. The teacher's job is to help you do what you could never do on your own. And when you get in trouble where you can't do it, ask for help. But the reason why children don't ask for help is because they come from prideful parents who never ask for help. You don't listen to Beyonce tell you, INDEPENDENT. You want to be independent and you can do it. You don't need nobody help. You don't need no man. You don't need no woman. You don't need none of this. And the truth of the matter is, even Jesus got help when he first got here. He got 12 disciples to help him get it done. And if the Lord needs help, what makes you think you don't need help? So, okay, now get the box to the end of the room. There you go. Now, yeah. See, stop. That's good. Now, we already know, because it's on wheels, they can get it to the end of the room. Because the weight of the box didn't change. It's the way you carry it that changes. That's why the Bible says he's a wheel in the middle of a wheel. You ain't got to use your strength. You just got to use his wheel. Now, when you get this here, but watch this. Sometimes you ain't going to have a dollar. Because sometimes you're going to have to do it by yourself. And sometimes, Lord Jesus. See, sometimes you got to carry the box by yourself. And it hurts. And people don't look at you and laugh and be like, look at this fool. No, he ain't enough strength to carry that box. But that's okay. Keep letting them laugh at you. Because they ain't going to laugh when graduation time comes. They ain't going to laugh when you get the degree. They ain't going to laugh when you make the money. They're going to lay your laugh then when you obey box. Yeah, y'all help me get this box out of here before I trip and fall on this thing. And look at, come on, preacher. I know that's all right. Yeah. Yeah. Now see, what I wanted y'all to understand is that the school year is presented with big obstacles we can't fix. We can't move by ourselves. You can't do everything by yourself. Learn to say, Lord, I need help. You can do it, but you can't do it alone. See, it's still, but wait a minute, it's still my work. It's still my work because too many of us, we want somebody else to do it for us. Oh, Jesus. See, when we pray, we say, Lord, do it. I ain't gonna do it. He will empower you to do it. We may pray for a coffee table, and God gives you a seat. And then you wonder, why? Well, Lord, you didn't answer my prayer. Well, if you prayed for a coffee table, and he gave you a piece of wood, the point is, he did give you a coffee table, but you got to make it with the wood he gave you. God will never do the work for you. He just empowers you to do the work for yourself. Faith without works is dead. You're not going to just walk up on a degree. You're going to have to put in the work. You're going to have some sleepless nights, some long days, some tiresome days where you get off work and get to work and go off work again and get to doing homework. And then you're going to have to give up some free time with friends, stop hanging out with folks. Sometimes you got to do whatever it takes to get to work. Where are all the folks that got degrees? Can y'all stand up for me? Everybody got a degree. Any degree of it, degree, college degrees. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever had to stay up late at night to study? Have you ever had to tell your friends, no, I ain't going out today because you got work to do? See, we want somebody else to do the work. But watch this. If somebody else does the work, you don't get the information. You only get the grade. And a lot of us are getting grades without knowledge. He says, God wants us to be wealthy, but in Deuteronomy 8:18, he says he empowers us to get wealth. It does not mean you get it without nothing. He empowers you to get it for yourself. Work hard so you can play hard. It amazes me how we look at some children, some kids, or kids look at some folk, and you know, when you look at adults who buy what they want to buy, drive what they want to drive, it's because they worked hard to get there. Some entrepreneurs may know this, where when you're running a business, but the folk that work for you got something to say about how much work you're not doing. But see, you the one bought all the equipment. You the one bought all the stuff. And you the one started the business. You the one put the work into getting the business off the ground. But all of a sudden, you got an opinion. But see, you weren't there when I was shelling out money that I could have been using for bills just to get the business started. I want you to understand, when you work hard, you can play hard. No, that's why folk can buy what they buy now and drive what they drive and live the way they live, because they put in the work to get there. They ain't always live the way they do. There is no substitute for hard work. You can have faith all you want to, but without works, it's dead. He says many of us are defeated before we even get started. Paul says, I can do it. Most of us, a lot of us, we presented with a challenge that's too much for us, and before we even get started, we walk away from it. And I can't do it. I can't go back to school. I can't finish that. I can't do this assignment. I can't do this. I can't do that. And I want you to understand, God will never present you with something that couldn't be done. But he will present you with something that you can't do. Yes, he will. Wait a minute, Pastor, what you mean? He'll present me with something that I can't do. Yeah, he will give you something you can't do by yourself so that you will never do it by yourself. He wants you to go get the help. But watch this. Here's the funny part. We get defeated because we can't do it. We walk into a thing already defeated. I can't do it. I can't do it. Do you know how many people chose to go beyond what they could do just so they could do what has never been done? I do it because they said I couldn't do it. When people tell me what I can't do, I am motivated by it. I am driven by it. Sometimes you got to cut folk off that are not speaking what God said. Sometimes you got to cut people off so you can do it. Because you got too many common sense friends who tell you, well, you know, that's too much for you to carry. Why would you even try it? Why would you even do that? You know, you got 2 jobs, you got to go back to school, you got to do all this, and everybody tripping, you know you want to do it. They're going to give you all these common sense reasons that make sense to nobody but God. But I want you to understand, you got speaking power. You better tell yourself, I can do it. You can do it. All you got to do is work at it. You can do it. Stop killing it before it even gets started. The power of life and death is in the tongue. Be careful what you say. Stop saying what you can't do. Start speaking crazy about your life. I can do it no matter how much sense it don't make. It don't even have to make sense to me, but I can do it. When you got pregnant, you didn't know how you was going to take care of them kids, but they ain't hungry. They ain't naked. They ain't been without, and they still here. Thanks be to God. Look at how far the Lord has brought you, and you ain't never been without. Many companies have operated on slogans of possibility. AT&T came up with a slogan that says, rethink possible. Meaning, think again about what's possible for you. Barack Obama came up with a campaign slogan that said, yes, we can. Wait a minute. There's never been a black president before. Yes, we can. They're going to hang me, yeah, but we're going to get there. You got to decide for yourself that you're going to just do it. You're going to just get it done. The only way it won't be done is if you don't start. He says, I can do, and then he says, all things through Christ. The Greek vocabulary, I wanted to break that all things and through Christ up, but the Greek vocabulary would not allow me to separate these two phrases. It wanted me to understand in my studies that you cannot say all things without through Christ. He says, and I was like, well, why not? He said, because they are all connected into one phrase. As a matter of fact, in the Greek writings, there were not 4 words. It is everything through him. Now, all things, which is suggest whatever you set your mind to do, the only limitations are the ones you place on yourself. If we are not careful, we will read this as if all things means anything. So we'll say we can do anything through Christ. Bob said, but all things don't mean anything. Because some things we can do, we shouldn't do. So this text cannot suggest, is not in any way suggesting that we can do anything. All things, which is why he says through Christ. Because you can't do anything through Christ. You can do anything without him, but you can't do any and everything through him. He says it implies that without him, you can do nothing. You can't do anything. This filters our desires through his will. When he says, I can do all things through Christ, doing all things is one thing, but when I do it through Christ, that's what lets me know if what I'm doing is in his will. Because you got to ask God, is it in your will for me to do this? Whatever we're doing must line up. We pray for our wants and everything we desire without ever asking our Lord, is it your desire? And we say, well, wait a minute, Pastor. The Bible says he'll give us the desires of our heart. That don't mean he'll give you what your heart desires. Because your heart can desire. Yeah. Your heart can desire some stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. What God does is he'll give your heart a new set of desires. That's why Grandma would say things I used to do, I don't want to do no more. Because I got a new set of desires. Isn't it funny how folks that used to relate to what you used to do, they want to be in your life and remind you of what you used to do, and you're like, I don't do that no more, because what I hunger for is different. What I desire is different. We often apply this text to things that things that we could do, but it also applies to the things that we should not do. If what you do can't be done through Christ, then don't do it. That goes for everything. If whatever you're doing can't be done in Jesus' name, don't do it. Now, think about that. Everything you do, all day, every day, everything you do, all day, can you do it through Christ? Every word that comes out of your mouth, can you invite Jesus to the conversation? Everywhere you go, can you take Jesus along with you? Everything you do, can you do that with him? If you cannot do it through Christ, then you shouldn't do it. Your success is based upon who you know and not just what you know. He says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Look at this text. Look at that last verse. That last part of the verse. Who strengtheneth me. I love that suffix ETH. F, which means he continues to give me strength. This is why it must be done through him. So you don't have to get his strength. You don't get his strength without his will. Oftentimes we want his strength without his signature. We want to do it. We want to do it on our own. It is my work, but in order for me to do it, it can only be done by his strength. His strength. Moses parted the Red Sea. His work, God's strength. Paul had a thorn in his flesh. It was his work, but he overcame it by God's strength. Jesus hangs on the cross. His work, but God's strength. As well, as a matter of fact, the Bible did not say Jesus raised himself from the dead. The Bible says God raised him from the dead. He did. The blood gives you strength. If I was feeling good, I'd run that record right there. I would be whooping and hollering all over the building. I'm telling you, the blood gives you strength. Why? How does the blood give me strength? I'll tell you why. Because when you look at everything the blood had to accomplish, if the blood can do that, then certainly you can finish school. Talking to somebody here today who's got a business you're trying to start. You can't get it off the ground because you're worried about what you can't do. Some kid going back to school, you worried about if you're going to pass, if you're going to make the right grades. I want you to understand it is your work, but it's done by his strength. I want you to understand something. Sometimes you got to lose so you can win. You got to cut folk off. What if somebody's trying to kick a habit and it's hard, but you can't do something new, hanging with the same old people. To do what you've never done, to get what you've never had, you must do what you've never done. And sometimes you're going to have to get rid of some folks. Children, sometimes you can't sit next to everybody at school. You can't hang with everybody. I want you to understand that success comes with a price. And in order for you to win, you got to sometimes cut folk off. And you know who you need to cut off. You know folks that are in your circle but are keeping you back. You know why? Because they ain't gonna never be nothing. Stop hanging around folks that don't want to do nothing with their life and want to keep you from doing something with yours. You know, I'm close to this telling you, I went to visit my uncle, and he lives in the area where I grew up at. And what just really bothered me was I saw my classmates doing the same thing they've been doing since we was in high school, hanging on the corner. They just looking worse doing it. Mike, what's going on, man? How you doing, man? You all right, man? Good look at you, man. You looking good, so. And I'm just looking at them like, you still doing this. We've been out of school 20 years, and you still doing this. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you're too old for that. At some point, you gotta change. At some point, man, look, at some point you gotta decide, I want better. The highlight of their day is rims on their car. They got customized paint jobs on a car that need an oil change. They still living at home with grandma. But then they look at you and they ask you, how did you do it? I said, man, while y'all was playing, I was working. Man don't work, he don't eat. Not for long anyway. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm done. fruits of your labor with folk that don't work. If you want what I got, you got to do what I did. And that's what our problem is. That's what our problem is we keep sharing the fruit of our labor. Don't get mad at me when I won't pay your bill. Because had you taken care of your business, you'd be able to pay yours too. And when God has somebody on punishment, get away from that. Some stuff ain't your business. It ain't for you to help. The Bible says, I can do all things through Christ. That's in the first person. What they can do, you can do. And what you can do, they can do. My daughters had, I tell y'all this all the time. My little girls had dessert, and Jaya had messed up. I told her, I said, you ain't getting no cookies, you ain't getting no dessert. And her daughter, her sister, decided she gonna sneak her some cookies into the room. And so I get to the, I went and got to the room. I said, all these cookie crumbs on the floor. And I get to the room and come to find out, Michaela done snuck cookies to her sister because she loved her. She don't want her to be without. And so when they got in trouble, I got both of them. I got my baby girl because she knew she didn't have no business eating no cookies. But her sister knew also, and she got them to her anyway. I want you to understand, sometimes we are sneaking stuff to people God got on punishment. And God can't make them learn because you in the way. So guess what he gonna do? He gonna whoop your behind too. I don't know about you, but I got my own whoopings and I ain't taking nobody else's. They will not do it until you make them do it. I want to pray for all of our kids, college students, everybody that's going back to school. I want to invite you to the altar. Come on right now. I want to invite you to